Frozen's a movie about three skiers who get stranded and left behind on a chairlift at a mountain that's closed for 5 days. I'm looking at the chairlifts and I'm thinking, why would anybody go skiing? Like, I can't believe I used to do that. That just looks dangerous. I mean, you're up there on that rickety chair. How do those things even stay on? And then I started thinking about the fact that where I grew up in Massachusetts, the ski mountains that we used to go to, they were only open Friday through Sunday because they were really small, kind of crappy mountains. And I started thinking about, well, what if you got stuck on the chair and you couldn't get down? What if it was Sunday night? What if they didn't know you were up there? How would you survive for 5 days? And essentially in a matter of 20 seconds, I came up with the whole concept of Frozen. Everything in Frozen is real. The story is real. The people are real. How we shot it is real. What everybody went through is real. And I think for no other reason, I mean, even if you're like, I don't like to be scared, I don't like thrillers, that's going to make me too nervous, that's going to make me uncomfortable. Some people have said, look, I'm a skier, I don't want to see this movie because I'll never ski again. But that's the reason to see it. We knew it was going to be hard to try to get the condors and the cranes and everything up the side of a ski mountain because you can't just drive it in there. It has to be pulled on sleds, and they had to come up with all kinds of different contraptions for how to get the thing secured and how to get it up there. And it was a huge challenge for us lighting-wise because we had to decide before we started where the lights were going to go, and then they couldn't move. It's not like you could say, okay, let's take 20 minutes and move this one over here, or even just let's drive the condor another 2 feet. It had to live where it was. Emma Bell was the very first person to audition for Frozen. Not the first person just for Parker, but period. The first day we said, okay, we're starting casting today. She walked through the door. She was the first one on the call sheet, and she got the part. And how does that ever happen in real life? And, you know, we went through casting for the whole casting period, but it still kept coming back to her. She's just naturally a pretty girl. She's very, very real in all of her deliveries and extremely sympathetic. And for this movie, the sound is one of the most frightening things about it because the moments of silence, just the wind, the hail sounds hitting them, what the actual like iron and metal on the chair sounds like when it creaks and when it squeaks, and what the cable sounds like when you pull on it. There's a lot of stuff in this where normally it might even be considered like Foley because it would be behind all this other stuff. But for Frozen, the sound was front and center. So, and it's actually surprisingly a very loud movie. You would think, oh, it's three people in a chair.
Yeah,
How loud?
You'd be really playing up the silence.
Yeah, there's moments of silence, but when it's loud, it's really intense. It's really loud.